Well, the Victorian Parliament has been suspended after a protester interrupted by yelling at the Premier from the public gallery. Our state political reporter, Georgie Dickinson, is there. Georgie, take us through it. What happened?
Good afternoon to you, Ash. Yes, it was only around 10 minutes into question time this afternoon when a protester in the public gallery interrupted, yelling at Premier Jacinta Allan. Now, this was only around the second or third question into question time, and all the politicians actually had to be removed from Parliament while they tried to get a hold of this protester. Now, they've only, it's been about an hour so far, and we're just here outside the back doors of Parliament waiting for the protester to be escorted. But we'll play you a little bit of what the protester was yelling at the Premier.
Jacinta Allan, I have come to growl at you. Disgusting!
The House will pause while the gallery is order. The House will pause while the gallery is moved.
Now, part of the reason why it has taken so long to actually remove the protester is they had actually glued themselves to the seat in the public gallery of Parliament. At one point, there was around 12 officers in there trying to speak to her. Paramedics were called in as well to try and use acetone to actually remove the glue from her arm, to remove her from the seat. We've got around 6 police cars here around me waiting for her to be exited from the building. Another vehicle has just arrived and we are expecting her to come out any minute now. But the Premier has also released a statement in relation to this. She says a member of the public protesting against our adult time for violent crime laws disrupted question time. They allegedly glued themselves to the furniture inside the public gallery. Violent crime is serious. Stunts like this certainly aren't. They will not deter us one bit. She further went on to say the following, that I acknowledge people have different views, but I am listening to victims of crime. That's why we are pushing ahead with adult time for violent crimes. The chance of jail is stronger and sentences are longer. We want adult time for violent crime in place as soon as possible. MPs won't be leaving Parliament this week until our bill passes. But of course, it could be a bit difficult for Parliament to sit for as long as it needs to if there are stunts pulled like this. We have just seen a few more officers walk in there now, and it is believed that the protester could be coming out. Oh, we've just got her here. Actually, Ash, we'll try and ask her exactly why she was protesting.
Jacinta Allan is a pawn. Jacinta Allan is a genocidal maniac. Jacinta Allan would rather have the black children dead, and she's just continuing the genocide that's been going on in this country.
Why don't you like adult time for violent crime?
Adult time for adult crime? Disgusting!
So Ash, that was the protester there, obviously extremely upset with the adult time for violent crime that the government is trying to push past this week. These are the measures that the government believes are going to make it tougher for young offenders to continue to commit these types of brazen violent acts. There's only a few days left of this sitting week here in Victoria, so they're trying to rush these laws through as soon as possible so that the protester that has just been escorted out of Parliament, as I mentioned, it took just over an hour to actually remove her from the public gallery. Parliament wasn't able to sit while this happened, and it took around 12 to 15 officers to actually speak to her to eventually remove her from Parliament House. Ash?
Georgie, just give us a background here for viewers who are outside of Victoria. Just give us the background here as to the crime situation in Victoria and why this is such a big issue there in that state at the moment.
Yeah, of course, we have seen a rise in especially youth-related crime here in Victoria. We've continuously been hearing time and time again from victims of crime that they want to see tougher penalties for these youth offenders. It's all too often that we're reporting on young offenders who are bailed multiple times, some of them upwards 30, 40, 50 times they are receiving bail. So that is why the government has enacted these tougher measures. Now, in terms of what these tougher measures actually look like, the adult time for violent crime is the message from the government, and what this legislation and changes to the legislation will actually do is remove 5 offences from the Children's Court, and we'll see children 14 years and above go straight to the county court. What this could also mean, though, Ash, is that maximum sentences are also being made longer for these types of crimes. Aggravated home invasion and aggravated carjacking will carry a maximum penalty of life behind bars. So theoretically, it could see someone 14 years of age sentenced to life behind bars. So that has deterred some people from this policy, but certainly many people who are being victims of crime, victims of home invasions, want to see an end to this and certainly want to see this legislation passed through as soon as possible. The opposition says it's rushed, says there's loopholes in this legislation, but it will likely be passed by Parliament by the end of the week.
Georgie, appreciate that update. Thank you. Yes, it's a huge issue there and in other parts around the country as well. A lot of drama there, obviously, as a result at the Victorian Parliament today with that breaking news from Georgie Dixon in Melbourne.